So yeah, finish that thought because that was good, Will. I wanted to get that on.
Yeah, I can repeat that.
So yeah, go ahead.
So I like to take opportunities to kind of bridge the past with either the present or the future. So during the ongoing U.S. Open tennis, I took the opportunity to have my students see Serena Williams play her last match. I
Oh, cool.
actually have TVs in my office, and then what I did was I had them look back on the newspapers and some of our yearbooks from the 50s when Althea Gibson was a teacher at Lincoln University just before she went and won as the first Black to win not only a tennis Grand Slam, but the first Black to become a member of the LPGA. She played professional golf as well as tennis. And when they
How wonderful.
When they see that she was a teacher in the building right there, they're like, wow, because there's nothing on campus saying anything about Althea Gibson. And there's going to be, because my students are starting a campaign to do something. So
how wonderful.
We can use the past to teach our students, and the campus newspapers are just absolutely the best way to do it.
So yeah, letting them see not just what the campus papers were covering in terms of campus issues historically, but how they covered the national and international issues historically as well. That I think is really fascinating. I mean, some of the same issues we're dealing with now, like you said, like immigration questions and things, those all came up in the early paper. So yeah, that's great that you're doing that with our students. I just wish, and what do you think about getting non-newspaper students, you know, the history and the other students into this as well?
Yeah, I think that that's a fantastic idea. And we have started doing some of these classes, especially since we're one of the few, if not only HBCU teaching drone journalism. My students are now going to work with the agriculture students on doing agriculture mapping and spraying with drones. They're going to work with the technology and STEM students. These things are just any way we can do interdisciplinary work. We do it, and we have an administration that favors that.
And I guess since we're talking about these changes we've seen over time, you're really not interested, and I would like to know this from you too, George. Are you interested in sort of institutionalizing any of these processes you're undertaking that are effective, or are we thinking just, you know, let it be known that this worked, but we expect some different processes to be in place later? We're not trying to sort of capture and continue the things that have worked well in the past.
I think it depends on the school that you're talking about. So if you have a very vibrant student media operation, often that's because there's a component of student affairs or student life that's supporting it, and that resource is going to be there to institutionalize the kind of work you're talking about. If you are part of a journalism unit or a media studies unit or school, kind of like Will's operation, then you have a professor who's going to be doing research, and that's going to institutionalize because that research is part of his or her scholarship. So I think it depends on the institution. For the work that we're doing, I do have some concerns that not every school has a resident expert who knows all the history that's contained in those newspapers. And so I think that is where we have to start with the school, the library, the university, and ask questions. And
so maybe each school needs that position.
Yeah.
Like, right, the archivist has too much to do and can't focus on these papers for these various purposes. That's an interesting thought.
That is.
You have thoughts on that, Will? You like that too?
I do like that. Well, I guess I'm lucky because our archivist, he is really into our newspaper. So he has really, it's almost like his one of his pet projects is digitizing all of the campus newspapers that we have.
Are they
And-
indexed as well?
Yes, I believe so, and I believe most of them are online right
So
now.
if my great-grandmother graduated, my grandmother or whomever graduated in 1923, I can put her name in the 1919 to 1923 and see where her name appears in the paper. If
I
she
think-
was in a group or if she was in a choir, wherever her name was in a story, she was on the track team or whatever.
George might know that better than myself. I'm not
Now,
sure of
I
that.
can't say that I've been able to find that resource that you're talking about.
Okay,
Pamela.
maybe.
So-
Well, that's
maybe-
my mission in life. I want everybody to be
Yeah.
able to find their answer. Like,
I
right,
agree.
it's easier to find Althea Gibson, but you know, hundreds and thousands of other people, millions of our ancestors went to these places too. And I want to be able to find stories about them too, even if it's the tiniest mention.